Hello, everyone. With you Serdjio. Today we will review a unique car. There are only a few models in Ukraine and none on sale. Suzuki Swift Sport. Meet. Guys, I am usually associated with fast, powerful and ultimate cars, which are mainly related to the German premium segment. The car that will be on our review today surprised me very much. We had benefits for transporting customs cars and one customer was interested in this car. We brought the car for him. I got behind the wheel and was surprised. I never thought that such a small car would give so many pleasant sensations. Everyone knows what a Volkswagen Golf is. Everyone knows what Mini Cooper, Fiat Abarth and similar cool luxury mini cars are. Few people know about Suzuki Swift Sport. Today we will talk about it. 1 hole and 6/10 of a liter and 125 forces. How can this surprise? I was surprised. Unrealistically wild brakes, cool dynamics, lack of soundproofing and crazy drive. Today in the review there will be a review of this particular car. In addition to this, we will definitely measure it. 125 horsepower, and the motor is 1.6. Of course we will arrange competitions. Let's see what happens. Guys, before we start disassembling this car, as the saying goes, I want to apologize to you for the fact that I can stutter a little in my speech. We'll mount it all and trim it. We'll make it beautiful. I am overwhelmed with emotion. Today is the 14th of July and our liberators, the Russians, have shelled one of the central squares in the city of Vinnytsia. 2 children died. I'm overwhelmed with emotion. It's very hard to shoot and show a smile and your charisma in such a situation. The Russians are trying to break us, defeat us, and intimidate us, but they won't succeed. We will continue to fight anyway. We are winning. We have already liberated 3.5 regions in our country, and Kherson, Mariupol, Melitopol will soon be liberated. We will win. Slava Ukraine! But before we start the review, let's think about what kind of car it is, and what it was created for. 4 meters long, weighs 1 ton and 100 kilograms. It's not the best dynamic performance. 8.9 to 100. The maximum speed is 198 kilometers per hour. You will say that this is an ordinary car, nothing stands out. There are cars that don't need a lot of power, luxury design and cool looks. They are charismatic and interesting in their own right. This car is such a car. It is one of the lightest cars. It weighs 1 ton and 100 kilograms. The most important thing is, you know what? It's atmospheric, 7,400 RPM. Idiot. Just an asshole. 7,400 revolutions per minute. You just imagine, just like Audi R8. That's a lot. This car is fantastically cool to drive. The seat of the car is like a minivan, that is high enough. But we will still discuss all this. While driving, there is a state of weightlessness. After 140 km per hour, there is a feeling of dread, as if you were driving a sports car more than 300 km per hour. That's why they love this car. By the way, this car is in an interesting segment of fairly powerful microcars. This car is very fond of circuit racers. Do you know why? The motor doesn't overheat and the manual transmission is rare enough. Ring racers are requesting it. There are several cars in this segment. This is an old Ford Fiesta Street. 150 forces and a 2-liter engine. In this segment is Renault Clio RS Sport. It is 200 horsepower and a 2-liter motor. That's the car I bought too, and it will be in the reviews soon. And of course this one Suzuki. You know, this Suzuki in the city is just a little bully. I cannot say that it is a devourer of roads and tracks, or a killer. The car is quite stiff. You can see it in the profile if you look at the wheel. The adrenaline that this car gives is something, it's just space. You know, I had one day off, this car was in my possession. This car has now been purchased by a customer. And when I had 4 cool cars in the parking lot, good premium cars, I could drive any of them on Sunday on business. I chose Suzuki Swift, traveled all day. It was fantastic. I propose to begin the review by showing the technical characteristics and its advantages. And the advantages are here. After that we will go to the dyno to measure the car. It seems to me that in this car there are 125 horsepower. I am 100% sure. What are your rates? Guys, I'm showing you how to get into the cabin. My ass fits in the seat. The chairs are fantastic. Aren't they cool? We close the huge door. I immediately launch the key section. Guys, there's keyless entry here, I'm surprised. Look, here's the closing and opening. And there is such a secret niche. An interesting feature. Once you press the opening and the driver's door opens, press twice and 2 doors open. Let me start the engine. We start the engine. Put the key here, or in your pocket. You have to press the brake. Everything starts up and this is what it looks like. It's very comfortable. Guys, what do we have? There is multimedia here, this is standard equipment, everything is factory. This opens. By the way, when we brought this car in, the multimedia didn't work. We repaired that and restored it. There is a CD here, DVD, MP3. It says that the multimedia brand is Dolby Digital. And there is a SD card in the standard multimedia. Of course, the car has navigation. In this class of cars, 2010, there is navigation, although this is an economy car. The car has air conditioning with climate control. Yes, not dual-zone climate control, but it is there and it works, the cold is there. The number of buttons is minimal. There is an emergency button, multimedia buttons, navigation buttons, heated rear window, air conditioning and air circulation outside and inside, and climate control settings. The steering wheel is fantastic. The grip is great, very comfortable, leather covered. The leather is a bit shabby, but we decided not to re-stitch it, so that it would be the factory trim. The control buttons are only on one side. Guys, this car belongs to the economy segment. Today I will talk a lot about it. There is voice control. Here you can connect your phone and use your voice to control. The speedometer is digitized to 240 and the tachometer to 8 values. And the engine has 7,400 revolutions. 5-speed gearbox. The interior has a fantastic rocker arm. It's all there. Let's check the speed.
It will get even bigger if you give it a good tug.
Again? 5 gears. Pretty cool, huh? There is no leather on the handbrake, there is a rubber cover. It looks like this. There is seat heating. The seats here are fantastic, I really like them, in perfect condition. Note 83,000 kilometers of mileage, 2010-year car. That's the kind of beauty we found. What else do we have? 2 power windows, window locks, electric mirrors, in principle, that's all there is. An interesting fact. The car has a very high belt line, a large windshield. I repeat, I feel like I'm in a minivan. There are also big canopies. You see how big they are, there's no lighting here either. Here is an aesthetic light bulb. In the cabin there are all holders, made with quality materials. Guys, nothing knocks and does not rumble. Guys, I want to show you something to prove the mileage. When they tell you that the car has low mileage and is about a collector's item in gorgeous condition, let them show you the documentation. Look, everything is here. It's all machine documentation. See the rest of the documentation. This is the documentation of the car. Also this and this and this and this documentation Suzuki Swift. And this is also the documentation of the car. And of course this. You say, Sergey, the car has a cool look, it is some kind of non-standard. What's with the stickers and stripes? It's some style and design. The car was not glued, we restored this design. I found this brochure. Now let's turn on the footage of how it all happened. There will be a cool clip. Look what we got. We had it wrapped in the original racing style from Suzuki. Guys, this is the original. This is what it looks like. I understand that this is some kind of special version. Please write in the comments. It looks like this, you can see the regular gear knob here. It's just fantastic, I really like it. We repeated it all and it looks comfortable on the car. This is our car, which you already see beautiful, cool, with unrealistic stripes. Look at the car, it has no badges, no factory livery. Remember its appearance. Now we are moving it to a special center where we will install it all, and then we will continue shooting further.
And now you drive slow. Baby, come to Brooklyn, yeah, you know they moving shots. Told her pull it over, ain't gotta read on rights though. Everything a process, checking in deposits. Got a shoe closet, many complex closet. He a true prophet, in a true pocket. Racket club days, yeah, we used to be on my bit. Getting so much, what was so much in this world? Mine is what you make it, then every day's a turn. I ain't never settled, so you better up the skirt. Put the pedal to the flirt, yo, check the dashboard. Getting so much, what was so much in this world? Mine is what you make it, then every day's a turn. I ain't never settled, so you better up the skirt. Put the pedal to the flirt, yo, check the dashboard.
Now I'm going to get in here. In principle, if there is no driver here, then it is quite comfortable here. What I like most about the back is that the headrests are tight somewhere in the middle of the back. It is very comfortable. And this is a very convenient thing. I think the car has 6 airbags. Write in the comments if you know. Look, here in the back there are still such niches for cups, and also such armrests. Let's open the trunk. In the back, everything is very aesthetic. Japan. Let's look at the trunk. Power drive, small shelf, you will say that the trunk is quite small. There is still such a niche here, this is how it is removed, lie down here. Everything is different here, there are still 2 bags. And of course, there is a light bulb here. Guys, here is our new location, remember Retroval? On Vinogradar is such a big district in Kiev. This is where the Iskander missile fell, or caliber, I guess. Everything has been destroyed here. I was here in winter. Or perhaps in March, it was a terrible sight. Now everything is alive and well here. Everything works there. Here too, everything is being restored. Guys, let's take a look at the styling of the car. Let's start at the front. There are not many differences from regular Swift. Here is the original bumper, completely native. It is completely different with fog lights and large air intakes. Let's go further. Optics are standard, basic. The mirrors and roof are the same. Their wheels are 17 inches in diameter, 195, 45, 17 wheel. Rare enough tires, unusual size, which is very nice looking. Low profile, very low. Therefore, I say that the car would show itself well on the ring highway. Go ahead. 4 meters long, 1.5 meters wide. It has disc brakes front and rear. Front ventilated disc brakes and rear conventional disc brakes. On the trunk lid is such a cool spoiler. It is peculiar only to this car, located behind the car on its stern, very interesting. The bumper is standard, it is very beautiful. And of course the original exhaust. Guys, we didn't make the exhaust and diffuser, it's all a factory. Very nice, look, everything is clean inside the exhaust pipe. This is how it looks. As for styling, our modifications, we changed the car a little bit. We changed the icons. First, the icon was higher, we lowered it. I think that would be better. Painted the car a beautiful red color. What do you guys think of the inscription Swift? It's usually on top, it's silver in color, I really like the way we did it. Talk about stripes and livery. It's a livery, as I said before, it's about the regular style, some limited edition version. We also had the mirrors wrapped in matte chrome. That was the end of our tuning, because I think that the car is very easy to spoil, and to emphasize some touches, especially when they are about the factory, I think it would be very cool. Immediately, with the same take, I shoot how I open the hood. Guys, there is something to see here. First, look at what cars we sell, and I am a very pedantic person in this regard. By the way, the car was prepared for the customer and absolutely everything works here. There are many machines with a lot of upgrades and improvements, but few machines are brought to perfection. This is exactly the car that is brought to perfection. There is such a stick here. Of course, we are not talking about any torsion or shock absorber, but there is such a stick. By the way, we immediately see a detail from the car body. Here it lies. Look at this beauty, a car for 125 horsepower. Guys, everything is clean, everything is factory. All the guns and connectors are there. Everything is good. The car has been fully serviced, so we can drive it today. The owner said that we can accelerate the car as we want. But we will not do this, because tomorrow the car will be with its owner. Guys, under the hood we don't have a direct work of art, but the engine is cool and beautiful, everything is fine in it, but the technology is not 2020. 2010 year, 1 6/10 liters of engine. Distributed injection is when the injectors are installed in the intake manifold. Non-direct injection is when fuel is sprayed into the combustion chamber. Electronic throttle, 5-speed gearbox, single-mass flywheel, conventional clutch, ABS unit, all in standard locations. Basically, I've told you everything. We have to go for a ride and get some adrenaline. And while we're on our way to the measurements, let's rock out. Is this the most powerful car you have this year?
I think yes.
Yes. I thought it was front-wheel drive and wooden spin rollers. You said you even measure motorcycles.
We measure motorcycles and rotate rollers.
Few dynamometer stands in Ukraine and few tuning studios make measurements and adjustments of motorcycles. I hold this original brochure from Suzuki for a reason. Vlad, it says that the car has 125 horsepower and 148 newtons. And we know that Suzuki makes some of the best outboard motors in the world and some of the best motorcycles in the world. And these motors are atmospheric. This car also has that motor. It seems to me that the car will show the factory performance. What do you think?
It's a naturally aspirated engine, so yes. Because Suzuki motors are stable. I think there will be a little more.
Yes?
Yes.
Guys, it's hard to predict the power, because we have already measured the results, but we are trying for you. Now we will include a clip about how we measured our Suzuki, Crazy Suzuki. And after that, let's look at the graph. Guys, we measured our car. Vlad, in principle, the expected results. Bro, comment.
The two measurements are exactly the same. The difference is 0.8 of horsepower. Power. Red, torque, blue. The first is 123 and the second 123 and 0.8 horsepower, almost identical. They have the most stable result. The torque on the two charts is 152 newtons and 149. 3 newtons of difference.
Vlad, you must admit that in 12 years with a run of 83,000 kilometers, the car remains strong.
Gasoline, 95.
Gasoline, 95. The machine has not lost its factory characteristics. Tell me, what else can you put in here?
I would leave it as it is.
One of the few people in Ukraine in the tuning world who say there's nothing to add here. Yes?
Because when you upgrade this car, you can only add 12 horsepower for €350. I don't think it's worth it.
Agreed. Guys choose only upstage. And we are going to compete. Guys, the siren has just ended and now you can arrange races around the city. After all, this car is a city hooligan. Who will be the opponent? That would be Cadillac at 3.6 liters. I am confident that our Suzuki with 125 horsepower and 150 torque will destroy this Cadillac. Because the city is the element of this car. And, of course, it will be a specialist at the wheel, not me. Of course the roads will be blocked. Please do not repeat this because the video uses special effects and editing. It was simply unrealistic. Just fantastic. Guys, how much time have I wasted?
30 seconds.
30. 125 powers versus 325. Guys, it's just space, it's just unreal. It was mind-blowing. Do you know what's behind you? You don't know? Do you want me to show you? I'll show you. How do you like this? This beauty will take on the challenge of our Suzuki. They will compete. Do you know what they have in common? They are both small, both have 2 pipes. I think Suzuki will be faster. It's 160 horsepower, but it's an automatic transmission. A pro is in the car. But more competitors will come. So what?
Everything is fine. I lit a cigarette.
I feel your confidence. Your car is just a rocket. Suzuki tried to overtake, but fell a little short.
You were good at it.
Fine?
Fine.
Do you agree that it shows its power?
Yes.
Guys, expect this in future reviews. Cadillac bi-turbo. That's it, we're done. Guys, it's time for everyone's favorite column, the competition. We have a few cars today. We are on the Borispol highway, there are no checkpoints now. We have some interesting people here today. Suzuki with 125 horsepower will challenge Ford Fiesta. I will not call this car worn out, but I will call it combat. 150 horsepower, 2-liter engine. Also here is Fiat Abarth. Agree that the car is beautiful. Right now you can see shots of this car. There are 165 horsepower, automatic, 1 hole and 6/10 of a turbo. You tell me, Sergey, because your car has less power than the competitors. How will you win? I have one advantage, I have the lightest car. It doesn't weigh much less than the competition, but that's a fact. That's the first advantage. Second, the car is in great condition and I rely on my craftsmanship. I have a manual transmission and Fiat Abarth has an automatic, so I can overpower it with skill. Vlad appears in the frame, the owner of Ford Fiesta. Hello.
Hello.
Tell me, please, is your car worn out, or is it combat?
Combat.
And why is this car a fighting car?
Experienced car.
Experienced?
Yes.
With a surprise?
Yes, a short pair in a box. About 160 horsepower.
Do you drive well?
Fine.
Fine?
Fine.
We'll give it a try. Vlad says it's okay to ride. Guys, let's move on to Fiat. Julius appears in the frame, do not confuse with Julian or Yuri. Julius, hello.
Hello.
This is a very cool car. I will speak Ukrainian with you, okay?
Yes. Certainly.
Julius, tell me what kind of car it is, how powerful it is, how much the car costs, and what are your chances of winning?
The car is 2016, the engine is 1 4/10, 165 horsepower.
Turbo?
Here there is a turbo engine, the standard turbine is Garrett in the package. The weight indicated in the passport is 1,120 kilograms.
Yeah.
I will say this, I am 100% sure of the car, but I am not so sure of myself. I think my Fiat will be the fastest and Ford Fiesta can benefit from the size of the engine.
Yes. And you didn't leave a single chance to our Suzuki Swift. I have a trump card up my sleeve. In order for you to see the coolest picture possible from different angles, we need cameramen. And of course, the operator will sit in the most powerful Fiat. And of course, there will also be an operator in the voluminous Ford. And only me will be in Suzuki. Ready? 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. Yes. I overtook him at the end. Let's try again.
Well,
It happens. But it's not bad.
Just shut up. I'm very excited. So, one more run. We have a tie so far. Guys, our competition column has come to an end. You all like that. We usually compete at 100 to 200 to 300 kilometers per hour. Today we were going 40 to 150 or 60 to 150. This is not the speed at which I used to compete, but the adrenaline was not less. I approach our rival in Ford Fiesta. Vlad, tell me. Today you took an honorable third place, that is, today you were a little destroyed, fed with dust. What happened, because you have a racing car?
not from zero start.
Really?
Yes.
No?
There was a false start.
Okay, the third race is a false start, but I still won. But Ford is cool. I feel like I have a little priority. Guys, I've been drag racing for many years, it's about starting from scratch. And I have been participating in roll-on races for 7 years now, this is also bearing fruit. Ford Fiesta and I drive at the same speed. I think that Vlad didn't always notice when we started. But Suzuki pulls ahead a bit and Ford can't catch up. I think these cars are equal. Fiesta is a cool car, considering that it is cheaper than Suzuki twice, then this is a good purchase. Right? Vlad, thank you. Have a good day, let's go to Fiat. Now let's hear from our winner. This is the man who took first place for us in both roll-on and drag racing. Julius, did you expect this?
I expected such an outcome in roll-on, but not in drag racing.
Not expected.
Through the automatic box, I thought not.
Did you like it?
Really cool.
Of course it's cool to win. Your car has beaten everyone today. And I think that she is, firstly, the most beautiful. Guys, write in the comments if you want to see cars like this. We can collect up to 10 of them, exactly Fiat Abarth. We'll take cool, colorful cars for a ride around town and record a video. And then we will show you this video in November, when it rains and snows, and in this weather, we will show you such a cool video as we usually do. Let's show the chic races, our emotions. Write everything in the comments. Guys, I'm finishing up. Look, here is our beauty, our car, with the smallest power and the smallest atmospheric engine. Because in Ford the engine size is 2 liters. Fiat has a turbo engine. The car worked really hard. I believe that if you take into account the power of the car and its ride, then the car rides at all 200%. A cool car gives a lot of emotions. I wish the future owner of the drive, buzz and good evening trips. We are finishing. Serdjio was with you. And of course, Slava Ukraine.
What are you doing? Why are you filming this? What's the chase?
Shoot more Vanya on video. You have such disappointed looks. Vanya is already nervous. Your Suzuki is taking the lead.
As soon as you turn on the camera, I already slow down.
City racing straight.
It's true. 1, 2, 3. You're in a bit of a hurry. Come on again.
Come on now.
I don't need.
Can you take it?
No need.
Hello.
Piglet. What will happen now? Man? Drive, asshole, drive faster. Let's go talk to this guy. They think they are cool, they bought cars in America and now they are cool. Suzuki Suzuki. Suzuki means guys from upstage. So, we're not at the company, we're just visiting, we don't work here.
How does it feel?
It's a fantastic experience.
Sunset please. I don't want anyone to have an accident.